Hello everyone and welcome to Crystal's Crochet Cubbyhole. Today I am going to redo a tutorial I did a good little while back. I don't remember if it's last year or the year before that, but I showed you how to make popcorn for a popcorn garland. So I'm going to just show you that video again. Well, redoing the video. Someone had pointed out that there was a glare on the screen which was making it difficult for them to watch. My husband's the same way. If there's a light glaring, he can't see even if it's not on the items that you're working on. So I decided that I would just redo that video. So this will be slightly different because I'm just, redoing it. I'm not doing it word for word like the other one, but the pattern itself is exactly like the one on that video. And I will also go into those videos. I've got a right-handed and a left-handed and make a comment and link this new video. Hopefully I can figure out how to do that. And I am so sorry about that glare and everything, but hopefully this will be clearer and better. So let's get right into it. I made a couple here. We'll do one together because you can always go back and watch the video again until you memorize or write down the directions so that you can make your own as many little pieces as you want. It is very time consuming. You're using a smaller hook, so, that kind of hurts your hands sometimes if you've got arthritis. But let's get into what you're going to need. You will need a pair of scissors for cutting your ends. You're going to need a needle to sew your garland together. You're going to need a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. Now, if you go up a size or down a size, it will make your popcorn a little bit bigger or smaller depending on the size hook you use. So 3.5 is about right for a good size ball of popcorn. The yarn I use is just an off-white cream color yarn. Just look for a yarn that is closest to what you believe a color of popcorn is and make it with that. Also, some red wooden beads. And I went looking to see where I can find some beads. Now, these are really red. There's a little bit darker red ones that's more like cranberry color that you can get on Amazon. I will try to link that in the description box as well so that you can go and buy beads. The one I found was 120 pieces. So that would make a good size thing because you're going to go bead, popcorn. So there we go. So let's get started in making our pieces of popcorn. And get this out of the way. I guess I'll just leave that one laying right there so you see what's going on. First off, you are going to make a slip knot. And then you are going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I want you to chain one more because you want to do the 5 stitches. So you're going to back into the second chain from the hook and you're going to do a single crochet. 1, and do it in each stitch across, so you'll do a single crochet in a total of 5 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you will chain 1 and turn your work. Now you should have 5 stitches, not counting that chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the, sorry, my nose is itching. In the first stitch that you did, or the second chain from the hook, you're going to do 5 double crochets in that same stitch. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a little hard to hold on to since it's kind of small. At least it is for me. Hopefully you'll not have no issues. Then you're going to pull that loop up so you don't lose it. Then you're going to go back to the first double crochet that you did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Insert your hook through that stitch. Grab the loop. Pull the loop tight. And then pull that loop through that first stitch and chain 1. And it makes this little puff stitch. So there's one of your puffs on your popcorn. So, and you got to watch because sometimes the puffs will overlap. So you still need 4 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So you make sure you're going into the correct stitch. You go into that next stitch and you do 5 double crochets. And so you're going to do 5 double crochets in each stitch across for a total of 5 little clusters. And so you're just repeating that first cluster. You're doing it 4 more times, so you have a total of 5 clusters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pull up your loop, go back to the first double crochet you did in this little set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grab that loop, tighten it, pull it through, and chain 1. So there's your second little puff stitch or cluster, whatever you want to call it. So now we need to do 3 more. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my 3 more, and I'll meet you back at that last one. But just repeat that 5 double crochets in the same stitch. Then you pull up your loop, go back to the first double crochet you did in that group, put your hook in, grab that loop, tighten it, and pull it through and chain 1 to make your little cluster. So I'll pause this right here and I'll go on and finish and do my next 3, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I'm down to I've gotten 4 clusters made. I'm down to the last one, and again you have to kind of pull back and find it. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap my yarn because I am going to be doing double crochets. Find that last stitch, insert my hook, and then do 5 double crochets in that same stitch. I keep getting hung up. Okay. Hold on. And guys, I'm not perfect. I'm going to make mistakes, and I'm so sorry. Don't want to confuse you. You're doing 5 double crochets in that stitch, that last stitch. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pull up a loop, and then you go back to the first double crochet in that set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Insert your hook, grab the loop, tighten it, pull it through, chain 1. Now we have a total of 5 little clusters. Now on this other side, there is 4 spaces. Let's see. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we are going to do the same thing we just did. We're going to do 5 double crochet in each stitch for 4 more times in these 4 stitches or the back side here. So we go find that first one, and you can pull this out so you can see. So it's because you don't want to go in where that other cluster's at. So you pull out, make sure you're getting into that a different stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pull up the loop, find your first double crochet in that set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grab that loop, tighten it on your hook, pull through, chain 1. Now you're going to have to look for the next one. So there's my 3 little 1, 2, 3. So wrap my yarn. I'm going to go in and do 5 double crochet in this next little loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and pull up my yarn, my loop, and then count 1, 2, 3, 4. Go into that first double crochet, grab my loop, tighten it on my hook, pull through, chain 1. Now I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You will be doing a total of 9. So there's 2 more I've got to do. So I've got to look, and there's my next one. So go in here and do 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I got a little piece of lint on there. Okay. So pull up the loop. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to shake that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grab that loop, tighten it, pull through, chain 1. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1 more. So you got to look for it. It's right under there. I'm going to wrap my yarn, find that last little loop there, last little stitch, and do 5 double crochets. 1, try to keep that tail from the other out of the way. 2, 3, 4, 5, pull up your loop, find your first double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, grab that loop, tighten it on your hook, pull through, chain 1. Now we have 9 if you lay it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now I'm going to cut my yarn, leaving a long enough tail to sew in and to sew my popcorn together. So then I'm going to pull that out, loop out. I'll turn it over on this side, get this tail out of the way for right now. I'm going to put my yarn on my needle. Then I'm going to go down in here and go down toward the middle. I want to be in the middle section here. So just just loop down in there where you're in the middle. Now, if you kind of pull it apart, you're going to see different areas where you did all your puff stitches or whatever you want to call those. And I'm going to kind of sew it in a zigzag, together to where when I pull, it'll pucker it together to make your popcorn. So, and just make sure you're not going into the stitch you've already went into. So I'm just kind of threading it through here in these different little sections all the way down. So you're going to do it 4 or 5 times. I think I did it 4. Okay, and then if you take your needle off the yarn off the needle, whatever, and you pull real tight. There you got your popcorn. Now, just to make it really simple, you take your tail from when you started and your new tail from the end where you stopped, and you're going to tie those together to where they go down inside that popcorn. And do that a couple of times to make sure it's not going to come loose. And then you take your scissors, kind of go down in to your popcorn and cut that off to where you cannot see it. Be careful and don't cut your popcorn. Well, I think my scissors are getting dull. Okay. And there we have our popcorn. So now all you would do is you would take a piece of yarn that's the length that you want your garland to be. So ever how long you're wanting your garland, that's how long this piece of yarn needs to be. So I'm going to thread my needle. And I'm going to start with, well, I'll start with one of my popcorn pieces. I'll go through the center. And I'm going to take and pull out enough to where I can wrap it around inside that popcorn. And go back in and back through again. Or you could just have a big button on the ends, ever how you want to do that. So I went through, I'm going to go through one more time. And this kind of just secures the end of your garland. And then I'm going to go back out. And I'm going to go down in here and kind of tie me a little knot where you can't see it. And cut this excess off. So now I've got my end started. Now I'm going to go to the, I'll do a little short piece right now so y'all can see what's going on. I'm going to thread the other end of my yarn. That's the length I want for my garland. And I'm going to put a red bead on next. Then I take my other piece of popcorn and thread it through up to that bead. Then another bead. And you just keep rotating like that. So you can go on Amazon or wherever and find your red beads. And I think they're considered macrame beads. And then you just do popcorn, bead, popcorn, bead. And then the last piece of popcorn on the other end, you will also tie it off, you know, so that it doesn't unravel. So there we go. There's our popcorn garland that we're making. And you just make it as long as you want. And I'm even wondering if it would be cute if you had a little decorative bowl sitting and had little pieces of popcorn in it with the little beads here and there. That would even be a cute little decoration. So you can make it for a big tree or a mini tree or whatever size tree you want. So that's our popcorn tutorial. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that it was clear and you understood it. I hope there's no glare and it was easy to see and follow along. Please do comment because I am learning and I love your feedback and I will take it into consideration when I'm doing things like this. So have fun making your popcorn, and I guess we'll see you later in Crystal's Crochet Cubbyhole. Bye for now.